Hello, this is Tzvi Tabakman doing a presentation on not using old assessments. Specifically, I'll be looking at the MIQ for Bellevue University, Dr. Coy's class in assessments. So we're going to start off with the question of what is the Minnesota Importance Questionnaire. It's basically a really simple career matchmaking tool. What it does is it helps look at various different aspects of your career, looking at about 20 different values, both intrinsic and extrinsic, as a way of trying to help assess your career goals and your career aspirations. It's a tool that's really predominantly used in vocational assessments. And the goal is that people spend most of their time at work. So how can we make sure that people are in careers that they're passionate about and they get value from, or at least that they can tolerate, that will help them grow and, achieve self-actualization. Whenever looking at any assessments, we have to really understand the context of what's going on and where it comes from. The MIQ is old. It's from the 1980s, and for all I know, it is an incredibly valid test and 100% reliable. The problem is that there's not modern research on it. I know in many of the essays and papers that I've written for my research methodologies class, we were not allowed to use any research older than 7 to 10 years. I couldn't find any research that talked about the validity of the MIQ within the past 10 years. Couldn't even find in the past 15 years. The only pieces of research I was able to come up with were 2 different studies. Neither one actually looked at the validity of the MIQ. They just used it as an assessment, which makes me think that it doesn't really have value. I know that in my master's grad school program, our textbook only mentions the MIQ once, and it's mostly to talk about how it was a predecessor of the WIL and the PMP. So to my colleague who's asking if we should use it or when we should use it, it's awesome if you're a history buff and you're looking at old school career assessments, you're feeling a little bit nostalgic. If you want to use it as one tiny piece and you're pairing it with a whole bunch of different things, or you want just a rough idea to be able to explore concepts and use it as a discussion guide. The final verdict is it was probably great at its time. Today, I would probably lean more towards the WIL PMP or even the ONET. If I am going to use it, I would definitely want to pair it with something. Since we're 2 seconds over, you're probably not watching this, but here are my references.